Please excuse me. I'm trying to get by in here.
I just love what you've done to your hair. Would you like some popcorn?
Mom, please wait up.
Shh. Listen. It's starting.
Mom, please wait up.
For centuries, man has viewed the underwater world as a dangerous and hostile place, filled with terrible sea monsters such as sharks, killer whales, and devilfish. I'm George Monteiro, and over the past 10 years of diving with and photographing these creatures, I've found just the opposite to be true. Many of the beautiful and colorful creatures of the sea can be as friendly as your family dog, if we'll just take the time to get to know them. So for the next half hour, that's just what we're going to do. Get to know some of the friendliest and funniest fish in the sea. Every good fish story begins with a chase, and this one's no exception. But when you're all out of air and have had little success, it's time to learn the few common sense rules that will make you a fish's best friend. Rule number 1, chasing fish doesn't work. Fish are definitely faster than you are in the water. Rule number 2, if you can't get their attention with your good looks and personality, try a little food. Sometimes fish can forget their table manners. At this point, you have to be a little more careful what you feed them. The food, silly, not your finger. Rule number 3, be sure you know what kind of fish you're feeding. Some would just as soon eat your hand as the food.
Here, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Little fish are usually easier to feed.
Ouch!
But not always. Which leads us to rule number 4, wear gloves and feed them something they can't eat without your help, like the American favorite, Cheese Whiz. Like humans, fish in different parts of the world tend to prefer different types of cuisine. For the grouper in Rum Cay, Bahamas, the specialty of the house is Alpo. Some grouper get to feeling a little queasy if they eat too much. Let's see what's the matter. Say ah.
You made me laugh. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Grouper are definitely the friendliest fish on the reef, and will love you forever if you just treat them right.
All the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. You made me happy sometimes. You made me glad. But there were times, dear, you made me feel so bad.
If you're still not having any luck making friends, it may just be your looks. At this point, it's time to forget all the rules and go to Plan B. Wear a disguise. Once you get past the preliminaries, you'll begin to discover that, like humans, every fish has his or her own personality. One of the most sociable is the French angelfish, like these in North Andros. In most areas, the fish only come when they expect a handout of food. But these guys just seem to enjoy our company. So friendly are they indeed that Dive Master Fraser Nivens attempts to execute the highly controversial and delicate French angel kiss. Friends, don't try this when there are grouper in the water. Cheated death again. Award for the least friendly fish has got to go to the barracuda. But some divers are just crazy enough to try and make them into pets as well, like Captain Slate of Key Largo. With their fang-like teeth and deadly gaze, barracudas usually strike terror into the minds of divers and swimmers. But not this man. He knows that human beings have never been a staple part of the barracuda's diet, unless, of course, a human finger or lip gets too close to the irresistible morsel of ballyhoo. Did I mention rule number 5, never take a barracuda's food away from him? Some of the most ominous-looking fish in the sea, like the stingray, are actually the biggest sweethearts. If you can't seem to get their attention right away, try a sardine shampoo. You won't find a better way to attract an amorous stingray. Stingrays don't have teeth, just powerful jaw plates, which they use to crush food like clams and oysters. When feeding, they keep their defensive stinger retracted. And the only thing you have to look out for is a wicked hickey from those luscious lips. Some rays can be a tad persistent if you don't give them what they want. One application is usually enough unless you plan on getting a permanent wave or a flat top.
I just love what you've done to your hair. The fragrance, the texture. Come with me, my little fragrant flower. I just love what you've done to your hair.
Some fish just prefer to be left alone, especially if they've gotten a hold of a bad oyster.
Oh, no. Leave me alone. Can't you see I'm sick? I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Porcupine fish always give me gas.
If you're not having any luck making friends with fish, night diving will improve your odds considerably. It won't make the fish any friendlier, just blinder and easier to approach. We said they'd be blind, not stupid. Next time you'll be a little more careful. Out! Maybe not.
I'm sorry.
Divers willing to brave the murky depths after dark have an entirely new experience awaiting them.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We can get another
See if
rocket.
we can see one of those big spider crabs again tonight.
Should be good.
Don't be disappointed if you don't see any fish right away. It takes a trained eye to search out the little nooks and crannies where fish like to sleep. Who's that? Some critters have absolutely no respect for the sleep of others.
Hey! Keep it quiet down there! Yeah, cut the record!
Yeah, shut up. Hey, there's that spider crab.
Yeah. Why don't you, pick him up and get a better look?
Pick him up, huh?
Back off, you bubble-sucking crumball. Stick out that finger again, you'll pull back a stump.
Sure, nothing to it. I do this all the time. You just reach behind him, right? And then, oh, I see you.
While our friends try to tame that spider crab, it's important to remember that some fish, like the peacock flounder, can get so confused by a diver's lights that he loses all sense of direction. This can be especially painful when trying to navigate a minefield of spiny sea urchins. Ooh. Oh! Ah!
Oh, excuse me. I knew I should have stayed in bed.
You're asking for it. Uh-oh, he's going back over to your side. Why don't you pick him up?
My side? What do you mean, my side?
See? No, there, see, there's going over to your side. You go ahead, you pick him up.
Though most fish are friendly, some, like the innocent-looking tarpon, can be downright diabolical.
Here I come, you pathetic little minnows. Come to Papa. Minnows, little minnows, come out, wherever you are. It's your friendly neighborhood bogeyman. Come to Papa. Love those minnows. Minnows in the morning, minnows in the evening, minnows at summertime. I got him! I got him! Hey, quit fooling around. Turn that light back on.
I didn't turn out the light. I think the bulb blew.
Hey, well then here, you take it.
No, wait! You asked for it, Bubba. Oh, there it is. No problem. Now the light's working. You might be surprised to learn that the most feared predator in the sea, the shark, needs his rest too, and will put up with a considerable amount of annoyance to get it.
Hey, no pictures. No more pictures. Have some respect, will ya? Can't you see we're trying to get some sleep around here? Doggone it, we sharks don't get no respect anymore. It's a crying shame. No respect, I tell you. Hey.
In the daytime, it's still possible to approach and even feed sharks by hand, especially the silky sharks found at the U.S. Navy buoy located near Nassau, Bahamas. As divers approach the buoy, sharks begin to circle, curiously at first. But when the food bag comes out, their attention is captured.
When we first started diving here, we were terrified. We would get in the water and the sharks would come up and we'd be back to back with each other. We all had big sticks with nails nailed into them. We'd jab at the sharks. And now after a few hundred dives, we realized that they're not going to bother anybody at all. They're just in to eat the food. They're not interested in biting divers.
After a half hour in the water with up to 30 of these beautiful, sleek, silky sharks, fear is replaced by awe and wonder. But in case you forget these sharks have teeth, they will occasionally remind you. Another fish that has maintained an equally bad reputation over the years is the eel. As sinister looking as they are, eels are more bark than bite. Like dogs, the meanest ones can usually be found, you guessed it, in a junkyard. Like this shipwreck in Grand Cayman. Wayne Hassan and Julie Jordan of Aggressor Diving Fleet demonstrate the proper way to tame a large green moray. Wayne, I wouldn't reach under there if I were you. I saw a movie like this once where... Uh-oh. Hey, don't complain. Just be glad he didn't have the end of your nose. Because like a true junkyard dog, when an eel gets a mouthful, he almost never lets go. And then, of course, there is the vicious manatee.
It had to be you. finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some mothers I've seen.
Hey, Mom, wait up, will ya? I'm hungry.
It had to be me.
Mom, please wait up.
With a face only a mother could love, it's hard to believe that manatees were ever mistaken for mermaids by the early Spanish settlers. But then again, they hadn't seen women for many months.
But with all your faults,
American manatees are warm-blooded mammals which seek out the warm springs and rivers of central Florida to spend the winter and raise their young. This brings them in contact with their only known enemy, man, whose careless boating practices result in dozens of deaths and maimings each year from collisions with speeding boats and their lethal propellers, as can be seen from these scars. Despite this conflict, manatees are still relatively tolerant of divers and snorkelers.
Excuse me. Please, could you please excuse me? I'm trying to get by you here.
Some fish have a flair for music. The trumpet fish. The coronet fish. The puffer fish. The cowfish. The hogfish. The arrow crab. All together now. Other sea creatures were born to dance, like the Spanish dancer nudibranch. Members of the snail family, nudibranch means naked lung. The feathery flower shape at the lower portion of their back is actually their exposed lung tissue. Since they don't have a shell, their only defense is their bright coloration, which is a warning to predators that I taste pretty bad. Thank goodness they do, or we would never bear witness to this extraordinary and wondrous dance. Then there are the wallflowers. But even the ugliest creatures need a dance partner once in a while.
Oh no, I don't want to dance. I hate to dance. Leave me alone. I don't want to dance. I hate to dance. Dancing is not my sport. And I like to swim, not to dance. Don't you understand? I hate to dance. Leave me alone. I don't want to dance. I hate to dance. Oh no, here we go again. Oh no! Oh no! Oh
no. Hey, this isn't so bad after all. Oh, I like this. Don't tell him I said that, but watch out for my nose.
Here's a fish that has absolutely no interest in dancing at all.
Where?
There.
Where?
There!
Oh, I see it. That's it right there, right?
No, that's a piece of coffee cake. As slow and awkward as he is, the anglerfish's only hope of nabbing a meal is by blending into the background and waiting for an unsuspecting fish to swim along. Of course, we aren't improving his odds any.
Do you mind? I'm trying to get some work done here. Do you mind?
Though small fish can be a bit testy, the big ones are a little more tolerant. Sweet Lips, a Goliath grouper in Grand Cayman, is as interested in watching divers as divers are in watching him.
So, what's new? You here by yourself, are you? You're with this boy? I thought he'd never leave. So, come here often?
The granddaddies of the grouper family, Goliath groupers, are also very good eating, and they know it. That's why it takes a long time to gain their trust. After all, they didn't get this big by being stupid.
Another fish with an undeserved reputation is the devilfish, or manta ray. With no teeth or stinging spine, he hardly lives up to his demonic name. Totally harmless, his only job is to filter the seas for plankton, his favorite food, and bask in the sunlit shallows. Unless, of course, a swimmer or diver shows up to offer some diversion.
Undoubtedly, the friendliest fish in the sea is not really a fish at all, but a mammal. Immortalized in movies like Flipper and The Day of the Dolphin, dolphins have won a reputation as man's best friend in the water. This, however, may be a title your family dog may want to defend.
Poor dog. Poor dog.
It seems that everyone wants to get in the water with these playful, smiling creatures. And dolphin swim programs are springing up all around the world, in resorts and theme parks. But joining them in the wild, open ocean is truly the thrill of a lifetime.
The greatest creatures of the sea, and indeed planet Earth, are the whales. It seems amazing that after all man has done to exploit them, that they wouldn't hold a grudge. But whale species like these magnificent humpbacks are beginning to make a comeback, and seem to recognize that man is no longer their enemy, but a friend, vitally concerned with their survival. Magnificent whales to delicate butterfly fish. Stealthy sharks to harmless manta rays. The beautiful and fascinating creatures of the sea have a lot more to offer than we give them credit for. They even make good friends, if we'll just take the time to get to know them. As the sport of scuba diving has grown throughout the years, more and more people have had the opportunity to experience these wonderful and friendly creatures firsthand. As a result, they've become more and more concerned with their survival. Today, conscientious dive operators are installing permanent mooring buoy systems to protect fragile reefs from anchor damage due to boats. Governments are sponsoring programs to limit fishing and sink artificial reefs to provide new habitats for fish to thrive. When God left man in charge of his creation to rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, as is so beautifully stated in the book of Genesis, this must have been the kind of responsible action he had in mind.
I'm George Monteiro. Won't you join me in looking for opportunities to preserve our seas and the beautiful and friendly creatures that inhabit them?